Welcome to Inside Melatonin. I'm your host Gaganasri, a systems biology and computational biology enthusiast. And today we are exploring the fascinating angle of melatonin's biology, its role in hormonal systems and metabolic regulation. In this episode, melatonin, hormones, and metabolism will connect melatonin's influence on glucose control and endocrine health to COVID 19 and long COVID. Joining me is Prachi Virat, a microbiology prodigy with her bachelor's and master's, now aiming for a PhD to decode microbiome and bioinformatics connections. Welcome, Prachi.
Thank you, Gaganasri. I'm thrilled to dive into melatonin's metabolic roles.
Let's start with the first question, Prachi. How does melatonin interact with the body's metabolic system, particularly in regulating glucose and insulin?
Sure. Melatonin play a critical role in metabolic regulation by enhancing insulin sensitivity and modulating glucose uptake in tissues like the liver and adipose tissue. It acts through melatonin receptor in metabolic organs, synchronizing metabolic processes with circadian rhythms. Melatonin also protects pancreatic beta cells from oxidative stress, supporting insulin secretion. Disruption of melatonin signaling, such as from poor sleep, could lead to insulin resistance and impaired glucose metabolism, which are risk factors for metabolic disorders, especially relevant in the context of COVID 19's metabolic impacts.
So, melatonin is like a conductor of the body's metabolic orchestra, ensuring glucose and insulin stay in harmony with day night rhythm while protecting the pancreas. That's a vital role, I must say. Given COVID 19's metabolic disruptions, my next question is how does the virus affect metabolism and where might melatonin fit in it?
COVID 19 can cause significant metabolic disruptions, including insulin resistance, new onset diabetes, and metabolic syndrome. These stem from systemic inflammation, cytokine release, and direct viral damage to pancreatic beta cells, which impair insulin production. In long COVID, persistent blood sugar irregularities and fatigue can link to poor energy metabolism are common. Melatonin's ability to enhance insulin sensitivity, reduce oxidative stress in metabolic tissues, and stabilize circadian metabolic rhythm suggest it could mitigate these effects, potentially supporting recovery by restoring metabolic homeostasis.
That's like COVID 19 throwing the body's metabolic engine out of gear with inflammation and beta cell damage causing it to sputter. Melatonin steps in like a skilled mechanic, tuning insulin response and calming the chaos to get the engine running smoothly again. This leads to my another question. How does melatonin's influence on circadian rhythms and other hormones impact metabolism in the context of long COVID?
Melatonin is a key regulator of body's metabolic clock, aligning nutrient processing with circadian cycles. It dampens nighttime cortisol levels, reducing stress related metabolic strains, and modulates leptin and ghrelin, causing control, hunger, and satiety. In long COVID, where circadian misalignment and hormonal imbalance exacerbate fatigue and metabolic issues, melatonin's ability to resynchronize rhythms and regulate hormones like cortisol and thyroid hormone could help restore metabolic balance, improving energy metabolism and reducing symptoms like persistent fatigue, though more research is needed.
So melatonin is like a master clockmaker, resetting the body's metabolic and hormonal rhythms to keep everything ticking smoothly. By calming stress hormones and fine-tuning appetite signals, it could ease long COVID's metabolic fog. So before we wrap up, Prachi, any closing thoughts on the future of research in metabolic recovery from COVID?
Absolutely. I think we are just scratching the surface. Future research will need to look at personalized chronotherapy, administering melatonin at specific circadian phases, and also examine how genetic variants in melatonin receptor genes like MTNR1B affects metabolic outcomes. Integration of metabolomics Transcriptomics and circadian modeling could help refine melatonin based interventions, especially in vulnerable population with long COVID. It's an exciting frontier.
That was incredibly insightful. Melatonin is more than just a sleep aid, it's a key metabolic modulator with promising implications for recovery from COVID related metabolic dysfunction. This wraps up episode 16 of Inside Melatonin. Thank you so much, Prachi. Next on, we'll explore more melatonin mysteries. Stay tuned for our next episode. Stay curious.